We have brothers and sisters who have come to me personally and said, Brother Imam, I'm with you. I've heard what you've been saying. And I'm at the point now where I want to put up this. I said, well, let's see what the community does, because we need to know who's with us for the whole run, who's just here for the show. We have no time. I tell you one thing, let's say how we roll. We believe in Allah, and we know that whatever Allah has decreed will come about. We have no doubt. We don't like some of us, you know, some people, they come in and they don't have vision enough to see the Al-Islam, to see it for the salvation of America. Our babies and their babies will benefit from what we're doing. We see the Al-Islam will be the winner, no doubt, hands down. We don't come to this religion and say, oh, well, maybe, inshallah. No, Allah has already decreed this. All we got to do is be men and women enough to have the conviction. Be those, let's say again, who put thought, prayer, and work together and achieve your goal. Men and women have done it throughout the ages. But if you're praying for something but not willing to work for it, you're never going to achieve it. I mean, you can pray until you have a proclamation bar cover your whole face. But if you ain't willing to get up and work, God says, work you in your places, but I too am a worker. Look at his creation. His creation is a demonstration of a working God. All right? We don't have a God like in Christianity where he worked for 6 days and the 7th day rest. Our God is never asleep. God says, cool the young who will fish at. Every day is he active in a marvelous work. And we believe that we are part of that work. We believe that the covenant that was given first was given to the Jews. And in time they lost it. It was given to the Christians. In time they lost it. It was given to the Muslims before this time, and they lost it. We now come to Islam saying, look, what is this? They put down the Qur'an and the Quran is based on the Prophet Islam. We picking this up and say, we now, little insignificant people who are written off in the history of man, said we pick up the covenant of Allah and we will do this work for you, God, because we're nothing anyway to the world. We Negroes and niggas. No, nobody think of anything of us. We will take this religion up, and the same religion that the Muslims had when they were defeated by the philosophical West, by their technology and their religious thinking, we said, no, these people, what they're using was their traditionalism. We're going to take the purity of the Quran and the excellent words of our Prophet, and we're going to establish in America institutions that would outlive us, but it would say to the whole world that truly God has raised the dead. Show me how you raised the dead. Take the 4 birds and teach them to incline to you. So you find us sitting in meetings and on the highest level of the politics, how you get in the room, brother? God has decreed it. You see us sitting in business meetings. Say, well, now, do I have enough money to get? How you get in that meeting, brother? God had decreed it. All right? So when you understand what Allah has done, you know that these are the days of Allah. When those who nobody considered this. All right? Nobody thought that here in the city of churches, you can drive all over Philadelphia, everywhere you go, you see churches big and exorbitant. Where's the Muslims? Just like us here, storefronts, houses, warehouses. We will, by Allah's grace, if we remember with gratitude where we were at, we can live up to the name Masjidullah. It'll be the place where Muslims and right-minded people from all over can come and find a sanctuary. We don't see ourselves as I said, we don't see ourselves as just as some people say, well, you African Americans. No, we Muslim first. We are not going to allow our Islam to be secularized. You know, you got the African masjid, you got the Pakistani masjid, you got the Albanian masjid, you got the Syrian masjid. No. We know the problem of this society. You need to have a language and a language environment that says this is a masjid for humanity. We find ourselves in meetings with people from different walks of life. I want to come out, Christians group, Jewish group, want to come and just see what's transforming this once dead matter. the language of the Qur'an. So we say we are Masjidullah, we have invited into our lives, into our affairs, Allah, because his name's on that building. It reminds me of the surah that's connected with the surah I just recited. It's the surah entitled The Elephant, where Allah says, look, have you not looked at the companions of the elephant? All right? And Allah sent against them birds flying. And they dropped upon them stone. And they broke out into swords. And in the history of that, let me share it with you. But we have, on our facility here, the name Masjidullah, we're like, in a sense, the people of Arabia who had the Kaaba. And one of the prophets, maybe his uncle, no, his grandfather, when Abraham came up from Yemen with an elephant in his army, he came up to destroy the Kaaba. He said, look, we're building a big cathedral down in Yemen. We want all the people of Arabia to come to Yemen because we think that we should be the center. So they came, and if you've ever been to Mecca, you know, Mecca, the Kaaba is down in a valley and surrounded by these hills. And as they were, the army came and they set their camps up above the city of, that time it was the village of Mecca. And then there was Hashim, the prophet's, I may get my name mixed up, I'm pretty sure it was Hashim. He came and says, they said, oh, you come to plead for this house? He said, no. That house belongs to God, and God takes care of that house. I come to ask you about those sheep your men ate. They belong to me, and I want to know when you're gonna give me money for them. They said, well, you're not gonna beg and plead for the house that's your sanctuary? He said, I say again, that house belongs to Allah, and He takes care of it. Now, what am I saying to us? We know that in the city of churches, you got to look at the dynamics. There are people, both Muslim and non-Muslim, who don't understand when you raise up in a city of churches the name Allah, what impact that's having on the whole psychological environment. And there were people plotting against this little house. All right? We said, well, this don't belong to us. It belongs to Allah. Think about it. We say the same thing that the prophet, our grandfather said. The house don't belong to us. We will live and die, but the masjid of Allah will continue. The prophet said that the whole earth is the masjid for Allah. You can pray anywhere. But in this city of churches, think about what I'm saying. In this city of churches, Philadelphia, mentioned in the Bible, you raise up an institution that has the name of God from the Quran on it. Do you know that those who are wise in scriptural language know that these are the days of Allah? You and I may not know it, but truly we are living at a time where the word of God from the Quran is being established in the land. You got to know what we're up against. You got to know what we have been coming into. All right? I once remember in the paper maybe 2 years ago, they called, it said Philadelphia Muslim town. Some of you may remember it was in the Daily News. We're saying that yes, but that Muslim must be a universal Muslim. He can't be a Muslim in Philadelphia trying to be something that he's not. You can't be a Muslim in Philadelphia calling overseas to get directions down the Broad Street. No, he got to be a Muslim raised up in Philadelphia who know the four birds of Philadelphia and know how to tame them. If you don't know that, you won't be able to make it. They'll let us have like an Amish type of Islam in America, where we off on the outskirts, we out someplace. But we don't want, that's not what our soul yearns for. We want to achieve Muslim life in a community in the very heart of the city. That's what we're looking at. We are following the words of Allah that he put in the mouth of Jacob, Yaqub. He said, don't enter the city all through one door. So we got brothers out there at a meeting last night of the Universal Muslim Business Association. I just looked around the room. I said, alhamdulillah, brothers and sisters who are in business. beginning now to have conversation as how we can get our share. Because God says to us, go for the hereafter, but don't forget your share of this world. We're not looking to leave America. We say, look, in this environment, the most productive economy in the world, how can we get our share? Starting here in this city. And we have brothers in the other cities too. So brothers and Muslims, we are living in this time. But I say again, I want to conclude on this note. We need men and women who are willing to put up. We're about 75,000 away from having that $200,000 match. Now, I'm not asking anyone here to give 75,000, but I've been damned unless you give some part of that. But I believe that all of us can make a contribution to help us raise that additional $75,000 to $80,000 so we can get that matching $200,000. We have to be people who understand that nothing ventured, nothing gained. If we make a sincere effort, I believe Allah will help us reach that goal. We have a little more than a month. I think because the deadline on that offer was March the 31st. Inshallah, between now and then, we should be able to tell you, inshallah, that we have secured the facility. But that would be just the beginning. Securing the facility would just be the beginning. You'll be coming to Jumuah at a whole new location, but the work really will begin there. And for us to do this, brothers and Muslims, I think that this would be a testimony. And that it'll be a soothing of our souls. That yes, we'll come up as brothers and sisters of the dust. Brother, God said, created man from dust. Well, we will dust. Come up from the dust to become living, productive human beings. Oh, Allah Akbar. If you can think about this achievement in the annals of history, it will be remembered that we came up from nothingness to establish the Islamic footprint and to increase the Islamic sphere of influence so they begin to inspire Muslims all over. See, Allah's hand is on the community. When you understand that, you'll work with a different spirit. You wake up in the morning, you're excited. You wake up, you're ready to make your fajr and get started. You don't be, you're excited. I mean, I just hold myself in check some morning. I get up, I'm like, what is it? It's too early. I said, well, I'm gonna read some Quran or something. I gotta, just the energy level. I mean, when you really see the achievement that's going on, that and I just want to share with you, you see Muslims, especially those of you who come out here every Saturday morning and plan and work and stick together, because as I told the brother, I said, I'm not gonna be there to give you support and co-sign nothing you do. You got to establish. I know a lot of I believe you're gonna come, we're gonna argue and all this. I said, but if you can survive that, trust me, then you'll be all right. You got to get first. You got to get past us, because we be busy trying to find why it can't be done. Because if people, I said again, if you ain't never achieved nothing, you're not energized. You wake up with a lot of negativity. You don't understand why you even pray. You pray to make what you were dreaming about begin to be a reality. See, because when you dream, you have no constraints on your reality. You dream yourself flying without an airplane. We wake up though, you got to come into the knowledge of how to make a plane so you can fly. This is the time to buy a ticket so you can get on an airplane. So what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, I pray Allah that more of us begin to be excited about what's going on and have the enthusiasm and from the Latin be infused with God's Spirit to see that we're living in a time where all we got to do is say, God says, "Kum fayakun," be and it is. But I told him, I said, now you don't know now. When you never read the letter Noon, you don't know how many millenniums went by before the Noon came around, and then he put the dot. It could have been trillions and trillions of years, but it's still to Allah. Kum fayakun, be and it is. But us, it may mean working. And those of us who work, remember as I said earlier, God says, work you in your places. Everybody must have some role. to do in this community and this institution we're going. We don't want no dead weight. Because either you rocking the boat or you rowing the boat. If you rocking the boat, we're throwing you off. If you rowing the boat, we want your efforts. That's got to be clear, because we know the time we're in. We must have people who are committed and willing to work to see this achievement realized in their lifetime. Like I said again, even if you're not ready in your lifetime, you die knowing that the ones who you're working with are going to continue in that work. That's how we got to think. That's how we got to feel. And I said again, we must be energized by it. We got to be enthused about it. You got to be invigorated by it, because we at a time when the opportunity will never come again. 100 years from now, there'll be masses all over America, inshallah. There won't be no great achievement. This is an achievement. This time and this place, this set of circumstances is an achievement. 100 years from now, it'll be, oh yeah, we just built a Masjid Jamia that can hold 1 million people down in some place down in Center City. That won't be no achievement. Because at that time, Islam will be so well established that we will be controlling the poor birds, not just have a part of it. So I pray Allah that you all make a commitment to work with us, to do your part, to do your share, and help us get this last 75,000. For easy mass, it's about 80,000. Right, and it doesn't, we have about 327,000 now. When we get to 400,000, it automatically jump to 600,000 because we got that matching offer on the table. And we wouldn't have accepted that challenge if we didn't believe in you. That you and I can do this together. I don't have, if I had, I'll put it up, but together, our little $100, $1,000, $500 is going to make that additional $75,000 to $80,000 so we can get that matching money. And I believe that the Lord is with us. I have no doubt, no hesitation, no reservation. I know that we are the people. This is the time, this is the circumstance. That's a lot for forgiveness.